Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
What I want you to give a message to Kenny and Henshaw is Walmart and all those guys cannot control the sanitization in there. If you could just really look at what's going on with these small restaurants, we can control the amount of people coming in. We can say, no, we have too many. And we can stand with the sanitizations. We are going above and beyond what AHS wants us to do.
How's it going?
Good. We're just here to service some documents.
Okay.
So we're not going anywhere.
I don't have to come have a coffee with you?
You're not going anywhere today. So,
Okay.
we're just going to serve the documents. Okay?
Sure. Do you want
Sheila Gunn Reid for Rebel News here in Mirror, Alberta, once again at the Whistle Stop Cafe. Now, for those of you who have been following along, the Whistle Stop Cafe has become the flashpoint of the restaurant rebellion here in Alberta. 2 weeks ago, owner Chris Scott decided to defy the lockdown ban on dine-in service and swing his dining room doors open to customers again. Since then, Chris Scott has been plagued by visits from Alberta Health Services inspectors and police officers who say they're gathering evidence on behalf of Alberta Health Services, who want to shut his doors, fine him, or much worse. Now, Scott has been issued a notice to appear in Stettler Provincial Court in April for breaking the order of the public health officer. He's also been handed an emergency injunction against him from Court of Queen's Bench in Red Deer, Alberta, ordering him to close. But he's defying that emergency injunction, and that could result in criminal contempt of court and even jail time. However, Chris remains stoic and open for business. His staff are energetic and eager to serve up some burgers with a side of civil disobedience. And since Chris opened, other restaurants have followed suit, including the Noble Fox, owned by Carlos Sigenza, in the neighboring community of Bashaw. The clock is running out on the government to have Chris arrested for contempt of court, since Alberta Health Services really doesn't work on the weekend, and today is Friday. And the government has said restaurants are allowed to reopen on Monday, and I suspect that reopening is in response to the rebellion Chris has led. Things were not exactly uneventful here today, but at the Whistle Stop, things are always exciting. Check it out.
How's it going?
Good. We're just here to service some documents.
Okay.
So we're not going anywhere.
I don't have to come have a coffee with you?
You're not going anywhere today. So,
Okay.
we're just going to serve the documents. Okay?
Sure.
What I want you to give a message to Kenny and Henshaw is Walmart and all those guys cannot control the sanitization in there. If you could just really look at what's going on with these small restaurants, we can control the amount of people coming in. We can say, no, we have too many. And we can stand with the sanitizations. We are going above and beyond what AHS wants us to do. And so our methods are excellent. And we want to know why those big box stores like Walmart, Costco, and all those can stay open, because I'm telling you, when I'm in them, I've been in there for 2 hours. There is nothing going on. Everybody is touching everything. We need an answer, because us small restaurants are doing a great job with sanitization and making sure that we stay to half capacity or whatever you guys give us each day. When it changes, we go with it. So we just really want that answered, and we want them to know that we are doing a great job at keeping everything very sanitized.
I think they've heard you a bit because they're opening up on Monday for you guys, but that's something that you'll have to take up with them. So.
We're trying, but you could be a voice for us also.
May I ask something as a customer? For a year, more than a year, I am a lung cancer survivor. I don't have half of my lungs, okay? I'm super healthy woman other than that, with excellent eating habits, with excellent immune system. You as a health inspector should know better. I'm not afraid. Why? Not because I doubt that this virus or not. I'm not denying. What is wrong with you guys? I go every day, and I mean every day, to save on food. Hundreds of people around me. I'm the only one without mask because a mask is exempt, but I have to eat. That store is full. What they do, you tell me as inspector, please explain to me. They sanitize each and every time hundreds of people going with toxins that I refuse to touch just a sec. And yet, thousands of people are touching articles. Are they sanitizing that too? Nothing makes sense anymore. Let those people to live. I have small business, but I'm lucky that my husband can work. It's not restaurant. It's a shame what you're doing to them. That's my message, and Kenny is not my premier, not is Trudeau. I did not vote them. Shame. You're welcome. It's just shame. Disgusting.
Take care, guys. As you can see, people are getting fired up, and it's there's a lot of emotions going on with this stuff, right? So I don't know if it's I don't know if they'll listen, but I would appreciate if you convey.
They're aware of it.
Yeah. All right.
So that's our purpose.
Okay. All right.
Anything else? Or?
No, that's good. Unless you want to have a look and make sure that there's nothing else going on in my kitchen. But I can guarantee you that we've been pretty diligent in making sure we're up to snuff on everything but the diner.
No, and that's fair. I mean, it's here to serve, but I'm just here for
Okay. All right. Well, take care.
Between your leader and our provincial leader that we have, you guys are freaking embarrassing. Embarrassing.
Chris, what just happened there?
Well, we had a very emotional response. Is what happened. You know, I can see it in people's faces when they come through the door, and normally we'll be talking about just the average things, little chit chat, small talk, but the conversation always drifts towards restrictions and government and what's going on and the unfairness of the situation. And I'm telling you, Sheila, people are, like I said yesterday, I was shaking because I was livid. I've seen people in the dining room enjoying a meal, and we get talking about this. We get talking about what Premier Kenney's doing to this province and Dr. Hinshaw and Mr. Shandro, and they're vibrating. That's what people's emotions are like right now. They're vibrating because they understand that there's no reason why we have to pick on one business or another. There's no reason for these sweeping mandates. Nobody wants them. Pardon me. There's a few people in Alberta that want them. The majority doesn't. And the majority is getting really angry. And you saw the response with the police today. I didn't like that. I have a lot of respect for the officers in this area, or in general. I don't like it when people get in their face and get upset with them, because really, yeah, they do have a choice of whether or not they want to do their job, but I have a choice if I want to do my job too. And my moral compass tells me that I'm going to do my job, which is serving people food, in the face of a fine, right? They swore an oath to protect us, to uphold the laws of Canada, and they're trying to do it. It looks terrible, but I don't even know what to say. If there's one message that I could say right now, I would just say, please treat the police and the health inspectors that come to do their work with respect, because, you know, as emotional as it is, this spot here isn't the venue for dealing with this. We're working on getting this information and this fight into the proper venue, and it's really important that we all we don't want to look like we're just a bunch of loose cannon citizens. We want to look like responsible, respectful citizens. Yeah, I'm participating in civil disobedience right now, but we're trying to do it as respectful as we can, because when we go before the court, I want the court to see me talking to those police officers like human beings, having civil conversations. And I think that's going to go a long way in our fight.
What did the police and the health inspector show up to serve you with, just, 48 hours before the relaunch date?
I know, it's why? So every piece of paper like this costs taxpayers money. AHS has to spend man hours to prepare it. The RCMP have to spend man hours to deliver it. And this one is the same thing as I had before, except for the date is different. So it says, on or between Wednesday, January 27, 2021, and Friday, February 5th, 2021, at Mirror, Alberta, did contravene CMOH 42-2020, Order of Medical Officer of Health, contrary to Section 73(1) of the Public Health Act. Now, this is the order that I call the garbage restriction rules. Sweeping mandates, no legwork done to differentiate between different risk areas, no legwork done to differentiate between different sizes of restaurants or types of restaurants or anything like that. It's a garbage mandate.
And so what is that, another notice to appear? Or
Yeah.
fine?
No, it's an appearance notice.
So I guess you've got to call your lawyer.
I do. I need to call my lawyer anyway.
Well, and it seems as though they are carpooling today, the RCMP and AHS, Alberta Health Services, because before they came here to see you, they stopped up the road at the Noble Fox and visited Carlos. And I'm not quite sure what went down there. I'll have to get on the phone to Carlos and get the details. But Carlos ended up with a phone call from the lawyer too, right after the RCMP and Alberta Health Services were there.
Okay, so he received the same, probably the same thing I did. I don't know. Maybe we'll be on the same, sitting beside each other in court that day.
Maybe you'll be in the same cell block.
Yeah, that'd be great. We could have Mexican food one night and Western Canadian the next.
We've just had enough of this stuff. Like it's a simple matter of, if you don't want this, or you believe Chris is doing something wrong, or other people are doing something wrong, why would you leave your house? It's a simple thing. Just stay home. They're delivering everything from soup to nuts to your doors right now. If you don't want to go out, don't go out. I believe it's just as simple as that. Mr. Kenny and our health minister and stuff like this, I really believe they're just a total embarrassment to how they're handling this, and thinking that we can't make our own choices. That's about where I stand with it.
What do you think about just the time and expense to hassle a restaurant in a town of 500 people when everybody here is here willingly?
I don't think it's fair. I think it's crushing small business, obviously, and everybody who wants to be here, or everybody that is here wants to be here. It's the happiest place I've been in the past 6 months, 8 months, a year. I will definitely be back, and I'm in full support of Chris opening up, and I hope lots of other small businesses follow suit in the future.
If they're going to put him in jail, it better be while he's in a courtroom. If they decide to come here to arrest him or something like that, I hope everybody is listening. And I would like to see a wall of 300-400 people out here around Chris so that they can't get to him. I'm not saying being violent or anything like that, but I mean protect what we believe. We have the right to stand up just like Chris is. If the man needs backing to get him out of jail and stuff like that, I understand he's already got a whole bunch of that, and power to be. I hope it all works out good. I hope he doesn't go to jail. Again, I just hope our politicians, our health board and stuff like that, just wake up, kind of thing. Like, this is unnecessary. If you don't want to be out, stay home.
And I came in this country 23 years ago as an immigrant, war immigrant, because of freedom, because I love this country. I visited before, and I choose to come here to enjoy freedom. Look what it came. And I thank you. I honestly think you have no idea what support and respect you have, not only from me, Chris. A lot of people, you would be like, I'm speechless. Thank you so much. I'll be back next week.
Thank you.
Stay strong.
Now, I did get confirmation from Carlos Seguenza at the Noble Fox that the RCMP did show up and issue him a notice to appear for breaching the order of the public health officer. And Carlos was, well, as expected, not exactly happy about that.
But Bruce, there was court. People got hung when people were saying, "Oh, we were forced by Hitler to shoot his people. We were doing this because of Hitler told us." And guess what? That didn't. At the end of the day, that didn't work.
Just like Chris, Rebel News is also helping Carlos and the Noble Fox fight their tickets in court through fightthefines.com. You see, after the RCMP left Bashaw, they came the 20 minutes down the road to Mirror to do the same to Chris and issue him a notice to appear. Also, at some point during the day here, Alberta Gaming and Liquor came in to give Chris rules about the relaunch for restaurant dining service for Monday, which I guess means that they're not pulling his liquor license going forward. So that's, a small victory. I'll be back here on Monday if Chris survives through the weekend without being held as Canada's only political prisoner for his act of civil disobedience and economic survival. Because the reason the restaurants are allowed to open in this province on Monday has a lot to do with the stand Chris Scott, his staff, and his customers were willing to take in this small town of just 500 people. Chris Scott stared down the government. He stared down the entire health bureaucracy. He stared down cops with guns nearly daily. He stared down the entire court system. He also stared down an online mob of critics, haters, and tattletales. But Chris Scott did not waver. It's been incredible and frankly inspirational to see. For Rebel News here in Mirror, Alberta, completely honored by the opportunity to support Chris and his staff in their fight for freedom, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. Chris Scott stared down the entire force of the government, defied closure notices and a court order in an act of civil disobedience to keep his restaurant open when the government locked it down. Now, all restaurants can open because of him. If you'd like to help us support Chris in his ongoing legal battle against the Alberta government, please go to fightthefines.com.